Seems I'm already live, guys. I'm just live for a couple of minutes. So, check this out. It's me, Smilin Observer. I know I haven't done one of these in a while, but I kind of feel the need. I just kind of want to talk and get some things off my chest. You know how it is. I initially created this channel to therapize myself. So here I go, therapizing myself. Let me take this stupid earphone out. There. That's out. I'll go ahead and stick it in my bag so it doesn't fall in my pocket. And so, the last time I did one of these, I was I was working through the pandemic. I was doing security. I no longer do security. I'm no longer a security manager. I am now a driver supervisor. I supervise bus drivers. In fact, I had to go out today and do a route because one of my drivers was sick, and I had to get him out of there so he can go home. And I took over the rest of his route since I knew the route. And I did these videos while I was during the pandemic because the pandemic was really, really bad, and there was a little bit of uncertainty as to what was going on in America and the world at that time. Well, we made it past the pandemic. We made it past the election of President Trump for the second term. We made it past the alien invasion and the shutdown and the restarting of TikTok. So, anyway, long story short, here I am. By the grace and mercy of God. But I did a lot of these videos right here in my car, and if I sound nostalgic, it's because tomorrow I'm going to attempt to get a new car. Now, I drive a Mazda 6. This is the best car I've ever owned. It is the newest car I've ever owned, and I've owned this car. This is the longest I've ever owned any one car, except for second only to the red Honda Civic that I owned. Owned that for 8 years, and I've owned this beautiful piece of machinery for 10 years. 10 years. I bought it in 2014. It's 2015. It's 20. You know, Steffing. That's weird, bro. No, it's not weird. It just is what it is. But I've owned this car for 11 years now, actually, and it's in. It's at the end of the proverbial road. I now have 340,000 miles on this thing. 340,000 miles. And for any other car, that would be a death sentence. But this car, with the proper care and the maintenance, can go a little further. It really can. But I can dump more money in it and get those little bitty problems fixed and keep this car. But I think it would be in my best interest to go ahead and let old Bessie go. So I am going to attempt to get a new car. Now, I had no idea that they discontinued. Do I have experience? I I have way too much experience and I have way too little experience. I have bought a car before. I bought this car. I bought many other cars, but this car um, I bought recently. Well, 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Anyway, but tomorrow I've got to go and get a new car, and I'm hoping they'll let me get it. I'm hoping I can find someone that'll buy a new car tomorrow, and I'll just switch my insurance over from this car to that new car. But I discovered that they discontinued the Mazda 6. Mazda no longer makes the Mazda 6. The last year they made a Mazda 6 was 2021. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. Anyway, long story short, give me a second. I just gotta close my gate here real quick. Okay, so, ouch. Gate's closed. I am out of here. So, the last time, I just discovered today that Mazda has discontinued the Mazda 6. 2021 was the last year it was made. Sorry, I catch my breath. I'm still a big guy. Excuse me. Anyway. Yeah, man, everything's good, except my car is done. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Um, Something's wrong down there. I no longer have cruise control because something is, and I'm hoping that I can get home. Um, I I tell people I live in Seattle because it's easier to say I live in Seattle than to say where I really live. Because for whatever reason in America, it doesn't register, all the states don't register in our heads. And when you tell people you live in Washington, they immediately think D.C. You live in Washington, D.C. Somebody shooting at me? Please don't be shooting at me. I don't have it on me today, so I guess I just have to run. If I had it on me, I would still run. Because I'm a black man, and despite what the laws say, I will be judged by that. Oh yeah, look at him. He's just like a thug. He's just like a gangster. No, I'm trying to stay warm, and I have to wear black at work, except for my work shirt, which certain color. And we have blacks, grays, and blues of colors. So that's what my hat is blue. But it is what it is. But again, I'm an African American male. Well, you know what? I hate the term African American because I'm not African. I may be of African descent ultimately, but I'm American. I am a black American. I mean, if you go to Britain and talk to black Britons, they don't call themselves African Britons. I'm pretty sure they call themselves, I'm British. I'm an Englishman, and I just happen to be a black Englishman. So I'm American, and I just happen to be a black American. But stupid lights. Anyway, I'm hyper conscientious of of the law, and I kind of treat the law a certain way. I follow it. I obey the law, but that doesn't mean anything when you're talking to a cop. The cop is like a salesman. They're trying to make the sale. They're trying to arrest you. They want to lock you up. And so they can get pat on the head by their chief. Good boy, you did a good job. Got more scum off the streets. Well, I'm just a regular person. I wasn't committing any crimes, and I just don't want to find myself in that situation where I have to pay a guy to come in and try to not get me locked up. So, oh my goodness. I hope this car makes it. Oh, please make it. Anyway, but yeah, I do my best to obey the law. I'm one of those guys. I obey the law. I've never been locked up for anything. I've never been in cuffs except for in training. When I was in the United States Marine Corps, I was what is known as a chaser, and the class that I took required me to be in cuffs, and I do not like being in cuffs. I do not like being restrained like that. I don't. Even when I was a kid, I did not like wrestling with the other boys. The people used to think, "Oh, you little chump, the term, the terms they use for, back in the '80s that was all right to use, but today it's super offensive. So I'm not gonna say it, but you're soft, you're soft, you're soft. No, I'm not soft. I just don't like being restrained and held down and unable to move. I don't like that. So wrestling was never something I wanted to do. Now, granted, as I got older, I did do some wrestling, but that was learning self-defense. But and I did play football, but I didn't really like it. I didn't really enjoy it. The testosterone fueled part of me enjoyed it. But if I could do it all over again, I would not do it, and I would not make my kid do it if I had kids. I don't have one, and it doesn't look like I'll be getting any anytime soon. Seeing as how I don't have a girlfriend, and nobody wants to marry me, and I don't have any money to give them anyways. But I'm gonna try to get some money to the dealership. See if they'll let me walk away with a car tomorrow. So I'm going to take this girl right here. You did me good, girl. You treated me very well. You got me from point A to point B. You even took me out on a couple of dates. Yes, I did go out on some dates in this car with a nice young actress. And I'm not going to say her name, so don't worry about it. But it was a nice little date. She was a nice girl. She was very eclectic, and I'm privileged to know her. I've seen her perform on stage, and it didn't work out between us. So it is what it is. Everything doesn't work out between everybody. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. Not going to talk about my ex. No, no. I don't have nothing nice to say about my exes. But she wasn't an ex. She was a lady that I dated, and she's a sweet lady. She's a nice lady. She has a big heart, and I hope her career is going the direction that she wants it to go. So, I'm going to stay here in the slow lane. I'm going to keep both hands on the steering wheel, and I'm going to increase my following distance because here in the Great Northwest, we have gotten snow, and it's supposed to be snowing right now, snow-rain mixture, and I'm trying to, don't like that sound, and I'm trying to not get in any accidents, because I need the dealership to accept this car, and give me a decent price for it. Because granted, different things that are broken on it, they can fix and probably sell it for 8, 9 grand, maybe 10 grand. You know how they do. It is what it is. So, but yeah, like what I was saying about Washington, I do work in Seattle. I do work in Seattle. I like the city of Seattle. It has it's like any place. It has its good points and it has its bad points. It has its ups and its downs, highs and lows. And right now, one of the lows is we have a we have a homeless problem that we need to fix. And I guess they're trying to fix that. But you can't help people who don't want to be helped. And a lot of these people, they don't want to be helped. But regardless, that doesn't mean we should just give up on people. We should still try to help them out as best we can. This is what it is. Um, I again, you tell people you're from Washington, they immediately think D.C. You're like, no, Washington State, and they still look at you with like a blank. Oh, no, Washington. There's no state called Washington. Yes, you know where California is, right? Yeah, yeah, I know about California. And you know where Oregon is? No, what's that? Look, on the west coast of the United States, California. Above that is Oregon. Above that is Washington State. Above that is Canada. It amazes me how many of my fellow Americans don't know that. I even had someone, a relative or a close associate, when I went back to the East Coast to visit family, and they're like, "Well, how come you wouldn't come home? D.C. is right there." And I'm like, I don't live in D.C. If I lived in D.C., I would just get in my car and drive down here. I could do that every other weekend. I live in Washington, on the other side of the country. It costs money to fly from there to, back and forth. And I can't just drive. That's a 5-day driving trip I would have to take and put all that wear and tear on my car. But none of that registers in their brains. They don't get that. And there's people that claim to want to see me. We want to see you, man. When you gonna come back and come and visit us, man? We miss you in the hood. Well, gather up the money and send it to me and buy me a ticket, and I'll come and see you. All right? Oh well, I ain't doing that. I got bills to pay. Well, guess what? So do I. And when I come over here, the money that I'm spending isn't because I'm rich. It's not because I'm living like Drake and the Kardashians and people who have millions of dollars and they got a mansion on each corner of the United States where they can go and vacate, whenever they want. No, I have to work and I have to save that money up. And then when I get back here, I have to be able to still make rent. So I got to recoup that money that I lost. So you claiming you want to see me all the time. Well, guess what? That costs money. It costs me money. And, just when you think you're getting ahead, like my aunt, I just lost my aunt. My aunt just passed away. I couldn't go to her funeral. I couldn't because I don't have the money to just drop everything that I'm doing, fly over there and go see her because I'm still recouping from having purchased a home. And now I got a mortgage and I got a car that's on the fritz, and I either got to keep dumping money into a car that's going to continue on downhill, and it's going to cost me more and more money, or I can buy a new car. And the best option right now is to buy a new car. That's what I gotta do. That's what your boy gotta do. I've got to get a new car. Otherwise, being in my home is going to be a problem when I can't get to work because I live so far away. So I was thinking about leasing. Maybe I could go in there and I'll ask them, what are your leasing options? What's the deal with that? And I gotta ball up on my homework tonight, so I know what I'm talking about tomorrow when I go talk to these people. Because I need I need to know what I want when I go there, so I can keep my eyes on the prize and not get carried away and be swayed by all the newness around me. No. This is what I want. Can you give me this? Okay, so you can't give me that. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your time. I'm gonna go someplace else, see someone else who can give me what I want. I don't. The boys press for time, and if I'm unable to get something tomorrow, I won't be going to work tomorrow. I'm going to have to call out. And don't get me started on transit. I'm looking at the tram right now. In order for me to get from my place to the bus station, to take the train or the bus to work, I have to start very, very early in the morning. Okay, I can't get up an hour ahead and walk to this place. I'm going to be walking for a while, so more than likely I would have to Uber there. And because of my age, because I'm starting to get up there in age, you guess how old I am. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm 49. I'll be 50. But I have injuries. I have work injuries that won't let me just travel the way I used to when I was younger. Meaning on foot. It's physically not going to happen. And this is something that I'm starting to deal with, and I'm starting to come to accept now that my age is in decline and my physical body isn't young anymore. Getting old, man. AARP is already sending me mailings. How do these people know? But you know what? I'm going to spend that $16. I'm going to go to IHOP and here's my AARP card. Oh, I didn't know you were that age. Yeah, I just shaved my face. That's where all my grays are. And I'm not joking. All of my grays are right here. I have some in my head, but they're not as prominent as the ones in my beard line because I keep my face shaved. Well, I try to keep my face shaved. Actually, I don't try to keep my face shaved because I get razor bumps so easily and it makes my face so tender, and I hate that delicate, frail skin of mine. But it is what it is. Anyway, my grays, the majority of my grays are in my beard line. If I had a full beard, you would definitely see my age. But because I shave, it kind of goes away, and I keep my hair on top of my head though, because I'm balding anyway. So, come on, we can make it. You can make it, girl. You can make it. You can make it. We hang tight. We can do this. Oh my goodness gracious. So, And I've been warned of these issues that needed to be done to the car. I just, I just haven't had the money to just focus on them. And then also I forgot, and I had to get other things. Other things had to happen. I had an ailing relative that I had to take care of, and so now my relative is living with me. I'm the sole provider of the home, and I can't not be at work. You know, I gotta finish do my income taxes. I'm not getting anything back. In fact, the last time I checked, and I'm not even finished tallying everything, but the last time I checked, I'm getting exactly $3 back. I kid you not. I'm getting $3 back. So, whatever that dude doing behind me. Hold up. Bro, are you a cop? You gonna pull me over, pull me over. I'm going this slow for a reason, son. Anyway. Anyway. I don't want to be stuck on the side of the road and it's snowing. This is not cool. I do not like this. Oh, please Jesus help me. Anyway, oh, this is not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. So hopefully these people will hook me up with a car tomorrow. I need a car. One that's works, one that has 0 miles. Oh, back to Mazda discontinuing the Mazda 6. So if I could find a Mazda 6 2001, I would happily buy it. Give it to me. But they don't have any. You know, I already checked. I already checked online, checked the dealership. They don't have any. There are none. They've sold all the Mazda 6s. They're gonna sell. They're gonna sell. And I had a Mazda 6 years ago. Ended up damaging the pan on the bottom because I drove over something that was too high. Ended up turning it back in. Ended up losing the car because I thought there was a major problem that was going to require a huge fix. I didn't have money. I was young, dumb. It is what it is. When young, you do dumb things, but you learn. So by the time you become the age I am now, you know what to do. So I don't have that car anymore, and then I got this Mazda 6, and it's just been the best car. It's been the greatest car, and everyone says that's a good car. And the last time I took this car to the mechanic, because it had a transmission issue, they fixed it, and we discussed this. They were like, that many miles? They were like, you put all the miles on there? I put the majority of these miles on here, except for 50,000 miles that were already on the car. I put the other 300,000 on the car. You know? So it is what it is. And I only drove it across the country once. And that was when I left Mississippi and drove up here to Washington. So, yeah, the car is a good car. Again, over 300,000 miles, coming up on 400,000 miles. That's a death sentence for most cars. But not Mazda because they do good work. But at the same time, the car is at the end. It's at the end of its cycle, and I just can't continue. Not with this car. I can't put more money. I can put more money into it and keep it running, but again, 400,000 miles is only 60,000 miles away, and I'll reach that in no time. Actually, if you think about it, because I drive. I think so. I drive my car. I drive to work. One way is 50 plus miles. That doesn't include if I stop for food or gas or whatever, or if I have to take a longer way around because there is a train that runs to South Seattle, and sometimes you gotta take Lander to escape the train and make it to work to get to the other side of the block. And or you may want to go to a particular restaurant, which is across town, you know. So it is what it is. But I still have to drive 50 miles back home, only to get home and remember, oh, I gotta go here, I gotta go there, I gotta go everywhere. And then I have to take my sister to work. I have to take her to work, come back home, go back and pick her up, come back home, then go back to work. So that's more than 100 miles a day. That's well over 100,000 miles a day, and it's not cool. I mean, it is what it is, but what I'm saying is I have to do that. So I'll easily accumulate 400,000 miles, and then what? I'm gonna be right back where I started from. A car with high miles. We have to increase the frequency of my oil changes. It just is what it is. But thank you to the two people that are watching me. I appreciate you. Listen to me therapize myself and get all this stuff out of my head and off my chest. I don't know if y'all can hear. I don't know if y'all can hear that. If you can, just know that that's not me trying to do an ASMR video. That's me fearing for my life and driving very slow, because I'm driving well into the speed limit, just trying to get home. I already talked to my boss. I'm like, hey, look, this is the deal. I'm not trying to jerk you around or anything. I'm not trying to be a bad employee, but I do have car troubles. I have car troubles. We've all had car troubles. I'm going to do what I can to make sure I can get this car fixed, or do myself do the best I can to get into another car. But right now, it's not looking good. Now, I do know of someone that's trying to sell a Lexus, wants to sell it for $7,000, almost $8,000. If he's willing to work with me, I could pay him like $500 a month. If he'll let me pay him. What are we doing here, Chuck? Okay. Trying to get to this lane. You know what? I'll get over here. That way you can do what you want to do. And I'm out of your way and you're out of my way. How's that? But, where's that going with this? Oh, yeah. Maybe you can let me pay him $500 a month, but that's a cheaper option for me. But the problem still lands me in a position where I'm paying for a very used car, and I'm still going to have to fix it with my own money when it's time to get fixed. So what I'm going to do is come to this dealership and talk to these guys. Now, back to the dealership. We're going to circle back around to the dealership. They no longer make Mazda 6s. The last year for the Mazda 6 is 2021. That was 4 years ago. And the reason why they stopped making the Mazda 6, if I understand correctly, is because everybody's moving towards the SUV. So it's looking like my best bet would be what is it, a CX-50 or something like that. So I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to see if I can get one of those because I can't get anything smaller. I can't step down to the Mazda 3. And y'all know I can't do a Mazda Miata. That is not happening. So for 8 years, I had a red Honda Civic. It was such a nice car. I drove it from here to Mississippi. And I lived in Mississippi for 8 years. And the thing about Mississippi is they know how to cook food. All right? They cook super good food. Like here in Seattle, you eat a burger. Oh, this burger is delicious. You know, the cheese, the peppers, the meat is great. It's wonderful. I love it. Go down to Mississippi and buy the same burger. It'll be 10 times better. It will taste 10 times better. Because they're not afraid of grease. They're not afraid of Lord. When I moved down to Mississippi, I was 230 pounds. When I left Mississippi, I was 340 pounds. I'm telling you. Oh, please. Car, you can do it. You can do it, girl. Be strong for daddy one more time. And also be strong for daddy when he takes you to the dealership tomorrow. Woo! Anyway, I gained weight. The car started to decline, and I started to notice the decline when the first thing that happened was the seat broke. The back of my seat broke, and I had to fix it as best as I could. I jerry-rigged it with some foam, and that made it stand up at least. And I thought it would have had some cushion, but all it did was make my back hurt. And so driving it around became me doing a half crunch. I couldn't relax like I'm relaxing now. I had to kind of do this partial crunch. So my abs is getting strong. Abs, I said abs. Your boy don't use profanity. My abs, my abdominals were getting strong because I'm basically driving around a stick shift doing a crunch, like holding this eternal crunch because I can't lean back and relax. So that's what I knew was going down. Then I was on my way to work, and where I lived and where I did security at, like a long ways away. And in Mississippi, man, when you get down the road, there is nothing. All right, there's a gas station 10 miles away. Between you and that gas station, between that gas station to your next work, to my next work area, there was nothing. I still would have had to go a long way to somebody's house to get help if I needed it. And so I'm driving my car, and I'm like, man, I gotta get around these people. And so, I drop it down in the fourth, and I'm speeding, and I passed this guy, and I was doing good, and then all of a sudden, boom! All this blue smoke is pouring out from under my hood, and I'm looking at it like, this is not happening. This is not happening. Yep, this is happening. It is happening. It's happening. And this is it. And I managed to. Actually, what I tried to do was I tried to get it to go a little faster, and it did nothing. It just kept getting slower. And so I pulled it over into this parking lot of this building that I think that building was a nightclub or it became a nightclub on the weekends or whatever. And I was afraid someone was going to tow my car because down there people will come drive by and they'll see your car on the side of the road and they'll just tow it. And if you want it, you gotta pay them for it. It's just horse thievery, but it is what it is. But I stopped my car and I sat there and I called my boss and I called him and I said, hey, look, I am about an hour's walk away. My car just died, but I'll be there as soon as I can. He was like, all right, man. And he hung up. And then the next thing you know, my boss pulls up. My boss pulls up. And I was like, oh. He's like, come on, man. Get the stuff. Let's go. Don't tell anybody I did this. Of course, I understand that he meant don't tell the right people that he did that. But, it doesn't matter at this point. So I got my stuff, and I locked the car up best I could, and he took me to work. And so now I'm like sitting at work. And I'm like, wait a minute, how am I get home? I walk home from here, and granted, I didn't do that. But a friend of mine was able to come and pick me up, take me home. Then the next day I went to the dealership. Got this. Anyways, make a long story even longer. I forgot where I was going with the story. I literally forgot where I was going with the story. But my car died on nothing I can do. Drove that car for years. Okay, I remember now. So when I got the car to the dealership, they let me use it as a, kind of like some money off of the down payment, but it wasn't much. They gave me something like less than $500 for it. It wasn't much at all. Trust me, it wasn't much. But I was glad to get rid of the car. But anyway, when I went to look at a new car, I was looking at these Hondas that they had on the lot, and these cars are all small, and I'm like, I really wanted to stick with the Honda too, and I really wanted to stick with the manual transmission as well. And I'm like, man. Then I looked over across the way, and the guy was telling me about these Hondas, and I was like, what's up with that car? I pointed at this car, and he was like, well, that's a Mazda 6. I don't know much about Mazdas, but I'll tell you what I can. He basically just told me what the sticker information said, and I looked at it, and I was like, can I take it for a test drive? And he was like, sure. I'll be right back. He went and got the keys, and I stood there and I looked at the sticker, and then I opened it up when he came back, and I got inside, and I sat it was so comfortable to sit in, and I was sitting so high, and it was nice and it was clean, and even though I was a bigger person at that time, the car was like, it felt like I had room, and I'm like, wow, this is nice. I like that I can lean my right knee a little bit this way and not have to, I don't feel like I'm sticking my leg out like this to press the accelerator. I feel comfortable in this car, and I still feel that way right now, to the point that when I drive other cars, I don't like it. My church, we go out and we invite people out to come to our church, and when I'm riding with somebody, there's always people like, no, ride with me, ride with me, ride with me. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to ride with you. Well, why not? You drive a little Honda, all right? You drive a little two-door sports car for you and your 130-pound wife, all right? I can't fit in your car comfortably. Let's just take my car. So I get in my car because I'm comfortable in my car, man. There's a lot of room for me. There's a lot of room for them. So I drove the car, I test drove it, and it was so nice. I fell in love with this car immediately. And I kind of think it's that way. When you test drive a car, there's a reason why car salesmen, they will let you test drive a car. They will get in it with you, and they will let you test drive it. Because when you start compared to your car, when you get into that new car, everything works magically, still works. Oh man, the windows work. In my Honda, the windows didn't work. I had to use the moonroof when I got pulled over to hand the cops my stuff where I actually I could open the door. It just is what it is. When I went to fast food restaurants, I had to pull just enough away from the door so that when it was time for me to pay, I could open the door and hand them my cash and could get my food. But this car, man, the windows still work. I didn't have to do that little door thing anymore. The only thing I missed was the moonroof, the sunroof. I missed that option. I miss being able to look up and see the sky from inside my car. Now I gotta lean forward, and it gets dangerous leaning forward like that. So, this is what it is. But I missed that about that Honda. But I had to let that Honda go because it was done. It was 18 years old. It was an 18-year-old car. So it got more I got more out of it than I deserved. And whoever takes on this car after me will, once everything gets fixed, they'll probably get more out of this car than they deserve. Because this is such a decent car. But I'm not willing to put any more into it because I really need a car right now. And I literally don't have time to not be in a car and not be at work. because I got too much that I gotta. Ooh, don't like those sounds. Ooh, don't like those sounds. But I'm almost home, so that's good. Oh, no, no, no. Whoa, don't like those sounds. And where's the snow at? I am disappointed in our amount of snow this year, guys. We got we got some dustings, but we haven't got a decent snowfall in seem like years. 2018, 2018 was some decent snowfall. This year, not so much. I kind of wanted something that would keep me out of work for at least 2 or 3 days, so I can kind of chill and relax and get my mental health together. I like. I really enjoyed this one simple thing in life, and that is being inside my warm home, drinking a hot beverage, looking outside at the snowfall, and look at the snow cover everything. That was enjoyable because I'm a first time homeowner, and that was so enjoyable, and I just really appreciated that, and I thank God for all that He's blessed me with. You should always be thankful, always. When you stop being thankful, that's a problem. But I'm thankful to God for all that He's given me and all He's blessed me with. But I don't like that sound. I don't like that sound. No. Oh my goodness, I hate that. I hate that. My sister's gonna have to take it over to work tomorrow because I can't. Ooh, I can't. That's so bad. That's so bad. Really, I shouldn't have driven this to work today. I should not have driven this to work today, and I'm really kind of regretting that I did because I'm certain that I'm doing more damage by driving it to work like this. So my axle needed work done on it. It needed to be replaced. It's losing grease, and if you can hear any of this, it's basically out of grease. There's little to no grease in there. That's why it sounds so terrible. Today I lost my cruise control, but I couldn't just call it a work because I already got I have so many write-ups right now that, because I got a new boss, and she came in and she's being hard-nosed, and she's fixed a lot of things. I love her and I appreciate her, but she isn't playing around. She's whipping this place into shape, and if that means firing me, she'll fire me, and I wouldn't be mad at her. She's doing such a good job at, handling business. I would not be mad at her. I'd say, you know what? No worries, boss lady. I appreciate it. If I'm able to come back at a later time, I'd love to come back. No, I have no ill will against anybody here. If I see you at Walmart, I'm still say, hey, what's up? But you probably won't see me at Walmart because I don't really shop at Walmart anymore. And that was before recent events. oh, don't like that sound. But don't like these sounds. But yeah, anyway, long story even longer. I really hope to drive away in a new car tomorrow. I really hope my monthly payments is better on my bank account. And I really hope they fix this car up and sell it to someone who will appreciate it and understand that it's a decent car. It really is a decent car. I used to keep all of my oil changes and all of the work that I had done on it, documented. I used to keep those documents, but somewhere along the line, I stopped holding on to those things. But I think this car would be good for whoever. But once they fix the issues with it. But as it stands, I'm almost home. I appreciate you guys for being with me during this journey. And who knows, if I get the car tomorrow, if I get the vehicle tomorrow, I'll do another live. Yeah, I'll do another live, and I'll do another live from the vehicle, from the new car, and we'll see how that goes. And tomorrow is Friday, so I haven't officially called out, but because chances are great that I could get a car tomorrow, and if I get the car tomorrow, I'll just go ahead and go into work. It sounds so bad, so bad, so bad, so bad. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that sound. You would like it. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes that sound. Ooh, you hear that? You hear that? And my neighbor, man, she acts so weird. I mean, but at the same time, I get it. I guess I would act weird if my huge black neighbor came named my car while I'm sitting in it. Actually, no, I wouldn't. She doesn't know I don't have bad intentions towards her. Yeah, I'm not taking my sister to work in this thing. This is just a no-no. That is not gonna fly because her safety is paramount. My safety is paramount. It's bad enough I already got to drive it to the dealership tomorrow. I gotta clean it out and get everything out. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so much. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for kicking it with me during this time. I'm gonna go ahead and get off and get inside. Hold up, let me read some of these comments down here. Hold up. Like I said, your boy's getting older, and things are starting to go. Like my eyesight. Got my spare readers in here. Thought you had been pulled over. No, I wasn't pulled over. Benjamin Alexander says, I love sniffing. And do you have experience? I answered that already. Iron Man 2008. What kind of car is this? A Mazda 6. Antoine Billy, can I get a song request? Bro, you can get a song request, but I don't think you want to hear me sing, bro. I am not a singer. I really admit that is not in my wheelhouse. Quaver Flavor. Hey, dude, hope you're good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you're good as well. No, I wasn't pulled over. I was actually sitting in the parking lot of work, and I'd already clocked out. And then I left, and when I leave, I'm one of the supervisors there. There's certain duties that we have, and I had to close the gate and make sure it was closed. And my partner in crime, that he's still there. We're the overnight guys, but after a certain time, overnight ends, and I get to go home. So he's there till like 6 in the morning, something like that. I can't remember. But he knows I closed the gate, and locked lock out the gates, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But no, I wasn't pulled over. I thought I would probably be pulled over for a moment there. I thought there was somebody. I thought there was a cop behind me because they'll come up behind you with their lights off and they're getting your license plate information and and then they'll turn the top lights on and you've been pulled over. One Christmas I was driving home and I'm driving and I'm doing the speed limit. I'm going exactly 60 miles per hour, and I happen to look up in my rearview mirror and I noticed that the cop was behind me, and he had all the lights off except for the essentials, which if you're not paying attention you wouldn't know. And when I saw him, I kind of it startled me so much that I kind of almost lost control of my car. But I kept control of the car, and I'm like, bro, why are you doing that? What if I slammed on brakes or whatever? You would have rear-ended me. It just is what it is. But cops have a reason for doing what they do, and we appreciate them, even if we don't like them pulling us over and giving us tickets and making snap judgments of us because of our skin color or our sex or whatever. So it just is what it is. Peter Williams said, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. That is true, Peter. That's absolutely true. Romans 10:9 says as much. God bless you in Jesus' name. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Lord bless you too. Random Moose Brains. Hey, Smilin Observer. Hope you're doing good. Well, thank you, Random Moose Brains. I'm doing very well. I hope you are doing well as also. And I hope all you guys are doing well. And we can all stand and take Peter Williamson's advice, and turn to Jesus, because he is the only one that has salvation for us. And there's salvation in no other name except his. It just is what it is. But if you are in another religion, then it is what it is. That's you. But just know that Jesus actually died for the sins of the whole world, regardless of what our creed, color, and our station in life is. He died to take care of the very thing that destroys us, which is sin. Which is why kids get kidnapped and assaulted and other horrible, horrible things happen in this world. It's because of sin, and people won't relinquish it. But if they'll relinquish it and turn to Jesus, things will be a lot better for them and for the rest of us. But it is what it is. But I'm going to get off of here. This is fun. It was fun to do this again. I still like to tell paranormal stories and talk about paranormal stuff, but I had to back away from it. I even closed down my podcast, and if I do it again, it'll only be on YouTube, and I'll just upload it here on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. But I won't be podcasting about it again because I don't like the feeling that it gives me. I don't like the chills that it gives me. And at one point, I kind of felt like I was, glorifying the enemy of our soul, and I don't want to give him that kind of credit. It is what it is. But I like those weird tales anyway. I do like them, and I hope to talk about them again. And also, I would love to get back into ASMR, but it's been hard. ASMR has changed. No. I take that back. ASMR has always been the same. It's always been what it is. But unfortunately, I remember back in the day when I first started, and I'm not going to name drop here, but there was a certain artist. She did ASMR videos, and they were nicely done. And there was another artist. He did ASMR videos as well, and his videos were nicely done. But he accused her of doing a certain thing for views, which she vehemently denied. kind of polarize the community a little, and people were like, what's this deal? Why is it so mean to these people? And I kind of noticed it too, but I just didn't. It didn't bother me per se. And then you get people eventually. ASMR kind of went south. It did, and you get people like Hungry Lips. She showed up and she did her thing, and people got her channel canceled. It is what it is. And now it seems like that's the norm. When I look on YouTube, I don't see the old guard anymore. I have to specifically look up their names to find them. And granted, many of them had careers in entertainment and were pursuing different and various endeavors. So it goes without saying that ASMR is just a stepping stone in what their goals were. But it seems like all of this new ASMR that's popping up is all focused on not inducing ASMR, but it's actually kind of lowbrow and kind of the thing that us older ASMR creators talked about and didn't want to happen to the community. It kind of happened anyway. But there's still some I believe decent ASMR artists out there. And as for me and my ASMR, I haven't been able to really get back into it. I made a video here or there. I just recently made a video where I was just tapping on stuff, and it just wasn't the same. My heart wasn't really in it. Oh, there we go. My heart wasn't really in it. The programs that I used to use, the videos, they became increasingly complicated, and all of a sudden they were dropping new programs every year and wanting me to buy them, and then I refused to buy them until like 2 or 3 years had passed, and then I'll upgrade, and I regret that I did because I was just learning the other program, and then now the programs that I've bought and paid for, I can't even use anymore because they want me to subscribe to a service, and I'm just not doing that. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. So I had to, if I make a ASMR video, it'll be on a format where I can edit it the way that I want, and do it as cheaply and as cleanly as possible. And so far, I've been able to do all of that on my iPhone. All the stuff that I tried to do on my computer, and bought a super decent camera that I haven't used in way too long. It's just sitting in storage. Decent camera. I haven't used it. I could just do everything that I need to do on my iPhone. So it seems like everything has really changed, and it's just not. I'm just not really feeling it. What can I say? I'm not feeling it, but it is what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. It's been 60 plus minutes. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope everything goes good for you. My videos are still up. If you want to watch them, you can watch them. I still podcast with my friends. My personal podcast may not be up. My paranormal podcast might not be up, but I have another podcast where I talk about spiritual things, which I haven't done in a while, and also my other podcast that I do with my friends, that's still up, and there's links and stuff out there. And if not, I'll put them in the bottom. But please check it out. If not, have a good day, and I hope everything goes great for you, and I hope everything goes great for me tomorrow when I go talk to these car salesmen. So, you guys have a good night. I guess I'm gonna be here forever because I don't know how to stop the stream. Okay, I got it now. You guys have a good night.